The Rock showed more range during Kevin Hart's roast than he did in this movie. Hello everyone, I'm author R.L. Raintree. This is Reels and Reads, where I give honest reviews and occasional spoilers. The Smashing Machine was a nominated film from 2025, and it takes place between 1997 and 2000. It's an A24 film, so of course I had to go watch it. Now it stars The Rock and Emily Blunt, and The Rock plays Mark Kerr, who is the pioneer of the UFC. Now, right there is where we have a problem in this film. There are a lot of problems with this film, and I do give The Rock credit for stepping outside of his comfort zone, but he definitely needed some guidance on that trip. The buzz about this film is that this was The Rock's best work, that he did an amazing job, that we finally get to see him do something other than the beefcake, which is a little bit confusing because, I mean, what is a UFC fighter but a beefcake? I mean, if you think about it. So I don't know. I think they deliberately misled us, but I can definitely say that when it comes to his performance, it is out of the ordinary, but it's still within the same realm of the type of things that The Rock does. Now, I've heard some rumors that The Rock is not allowed to lose in his films or something along those lines, and I have to wonder if that's what the problem was with this film. And I'm not trying to be gossipy or disrespectful, but it just feels like some ego was involved, and that's why this film didn't reach the potential that it could have reached. Everything in this movie was underplayed and downplayed. I don't have any idea how much the actual person that this film was about, who does make an appearance at the end of the film, if Mark Kerr had any say in that, like if he didn't want to be portrayed a certain way. And I hope that's not the case, because that definitely hurt this film. The narration in this film was very bland, down to the tone of voice, to what was being said. I mean, we really could have done without it. There were no tonal changes or undulations in the voice, no real emotion in the narration. And I should have taken that as a preview of what was to come when it came to the actual performances. Now, we immediately start off being introduced to Mark Kerr's addiction. He is addicted to intravenous painkillers. I mean, as you could probably imagine, I totally understand that addiction considering his sport. Now, the only person who knew that he was addicted, or at least as the film starts, was Dawn, his longtime girlfriend. Now, my issue with that is Dawn seemed to be the only one who knew, and I don't just mean as far as the characters, I mean as far as the audience. I had no idea he was using painkillers. I thought he was on steroids, because that's also, you know, a common thing when it comes to physical sports, especially one that requires brutality out of men and muscles. So I didn't know what he was shooting up. Steroids, I mean, steroids causes personality changes as well. It took quite a while before I understood that this man had an addiction to painkillers. There was no change in The Rock's demeanor. His face didn't change. His eyes didn't roll back. You didn't see his body change. You didn't see him itching. You know, all the signs of addiction, we got none of that. So yeah, the acting was that lackluster that even when The Rock's character got angry, it was like, is he mad? Is he slightly annoyed? Like, did he stub his toe? It was that flat of a performance. Dawn, who was played by Emily Blunt, was the polar opposite. I don't know how they got her to do this film. Her acting was insane. It was the best. We understood that she was a toxic person. We understood she had abandonment issues. We understood how she felt, you know, trapped in that relationship with him because he couldn't really be on his own. She was definitely the highlight of the film, but her character had no real development. I had no understanding of what was really going on with her. And she's not the point of the film. It's Mark Kerr. And again, The Rock played him with such restraint. It almost felt like he didn't want to be seen drug addicted, so he didn't really show it. He didn't want to be seen weak. Even the scenes where he was supposed to be crying, it was almost like he was trying to pretty cry. I know that The Rock put effort into this, but it feels like there was some ego and just, it was very, very bland. And this was an opportunity for Rock to basically ugly it up. I mean, when you give a performance like this, you can't be concerned about your image. You have to be willing to mess up your face and you know, raise your voice and twitch or whatever you have to do. And it just felt like he wasn't ready or willing to really dive into this role and become that person. The other problem with this film is that this felt like a biofilm that was focused on addiction and not the fact that Mark Kerr was a pioneer of the UFC. We don't even know about that until we get to the captions at the end of the film and Mark Kerr is pushing a shopping cart. And I'm just sitting there going, wow, this man is far more expressive than The Rock was in this film. why not just have him do it? At this point, you could have had the original person play his own life and it would have been more exciting. I had no idea who this man was before I watched it. I thought this was a wrestling film. They didn't talk about the UFC. They didn't explain the UFC. They didn't show how he was the pioneer. It was 100% focused on Mark Kerr's addiction and the struggle to get clean and then his last fight. But the UFC, it's like, where is it? Was it there? It wasn't even enough to consider it a backdrop. It was more like a tree in the background. This movie had the potential of being so much better, and it just skimmed the surface, which is unfortunate because I feel that Mark Kerr's life should definitely be something that is explored and made into a film, if not a TV film or some sort of streaming film. But this made me completely disinterested. And for that reason, I have to give this film 1 out of 5 stars. This is not worth your time, even on streaming. And I see why nobody was talking about The Rock's performance, at least not in a positive way, when award season came along. Once again, my name is author R.L. Raintree. This has been Reels and Reads. Thank you so much for watching. And please hop in the comments and let me know if there's an indie film that got a lot of hype that didn't measure up that you think I should take a look at and see if I felt the same way. Thanks for watching.